I've seen this stuff I'm going to talk about now play out so many times in people's marriages where men used their monies to go and marry a warrior to call a wife. I've seen where men use their money to go and marry women who they brought into their homes, and those women they married, who they call wives, turned into wrestlers. Very aggressive women, extremely aggressive and hot tempered. See, if you've never encountered a woman who is hot tempered or aggressive, trust me, you've not seen women. Like, there was like, how will a man even use his money to go and marry a woman who is hot tempered or extremely aggressive? You see a woman who is married, but she's fighting with men. Like, she goes out and fights with men. And when she comes back home, she will never give her husband peace of mind because she's always nagging, she's always quarreling, she's always aggressive, she's always violent, she's always breaking things. These are the kind of women men actually marry. The truth is, I don't even blame those women at all. Like I always say, whatever type of woman a man marries or married, it is his burden to bear because nobody forced you into this marriage. If you married a good woman, you bear the burden of marrying a good wife, which is basically zero burden. Because a good wife basically means a good life for the man. But a situation whereby you use your money to go and pay the bride price of a warrior, because I call this kind of women warriors, women who fight, who are extremely aggressive, women who you see quarreling with men. Like you see a woman who is exchanging words on the streets, a married woman exchanging words on the streets with a tout. You see a married woman who is exchanging words on the streets with other men. Like, if you're a man and you want to marry, you should at least vet your woman very well. You just don't go and marry anything and say that you want to call her a wife. Women who will go outside and fight, who will come back and still fight you. There are some men who are, see, I'm not trying to say that they are not men who are aggressive or who are violent. But, it's easier to accept a man's violence. Like, talking from a general perspective, it's easier to accept that a man is violent. But when you see a woman who is married being violent, it is much more, it's kind of weird and even more embarrassing to the husband because your wife goes out, embarrasses you and come back and still won't give you peace of mind. There are women who I know to their marriages who are actually the ones who instigate the domestic violence against their husbands. There are women who I know today who are the ones inflicting the injuries their husband have on their bodies. And the funny thing is that the husband are usually the ones who love those kind of women more. So they would like to complain. Even if you come to settle the issues, he will try to defend the wife because of his love for the woman. So what I'm basically trying to say is that as a guy, before you marry, try to know the kind of woman you are marrying. If she has anger issues, if she's suffering from too much aggression, if she's hot-tempered, those women that you hear that use pestle, pestle and mortar that they used to impound it. Those women you hear that they use pestle on their husband's head, that they broke their husband's heads. It is how it started, from aggression. Then it turned into a domestic violence. And the husband is the one that will be the one that will be the casualty. Because in most cases, they are usually the ones who love the woman more. So what I'm saying in essence is that You as a man, you should know the kind of woman you are marrying. The signs of anger will always be there. No matter how much a girl tries to hide her anger, she will show it subconsciously. Because anger is something you cannot easily control. Especially when it comes. In fact, anger, you can't control anger. Probably you can control the physical violence aspect of anger. But you cannot control the explosion of anger. Like when somebody does something, you immediately explode before you now hold yourself back. The signs will always be there. But these men refuse to listen. Even the women who are in abusive relationships and marriages, I can bet most of them saw the signs of anger, of aggression, of violence in their husbands. But they were like, he will change. Once I marry him now, he will change. Or once I marry her, marriage will change her. Women and men don't change in marriages. They have to change before you marry them. In fact, make it as a woman or as a man. Make it a prerequisite that the woman you want to marry or the man you want to marry begins to do those things which you accept or which are acceptable to you before you marry him. Let him start doing those things you expect him to do once you guys marry. Let him start doing it in the relationships. In the relationship. Especially when two of you are exclusive with each other. Because at that point, two of you already know that it's going to end up in marriage. Not when you're dating casually for the sake of dating or for the sex. No, I'm talking about when two reasonable adults who know what they want are in a committed, exclusive relationship. Those things which you expect your woman to start doing when she becomes your wife. For example, now, as a man, you'll be like, I want my wife to be cooking for me every day. Let her start doing it in the relationship. That's what you want her to be doing in the marriage. Let her start in the relationship. Not saying she will start it when I marry her. No, women don't change when you marry them. They could evolve, but they don't just change overnight. So know what you want and also know what you want for your partner. And know how to make the right choices and stop marrying these warriors that will end up abusing you and unleashing violence on you, whether you're a woman or a man. Just avoid this kind of women. Avoid marrying them and avoid getting emotionally entangled with them. That's basically that. See you guys in the next video.